Welcome into the era of AI. Hello and welcome back. Here's another side hustle that goes both ways. You can use it to create a faceless AI YouTube channel, or you can freelance with it. Let me give you a snapshot of what the videos that I'm talking about are. Let's start with this one.
In the heart of ancient Greece, there existed a warrior society like no other. The Spartans, known for their discipline, strength, and unmatched military prowess. From a young age, Spartan boys were molded into soldiers through the Agog, the most rigorous military training program of the ancient world. Their unmatched cohesion on the battlefield, the phalanx formation, made them a formidable force against any enemy. This unity, discipline, and training crafted an army so formidable, it became the envy and fear of the ancient world.
All right, so we have that one first. Now let's look at the second one.
Every Spartan child was subjected to a rigorous examination to ensure they were fit for the demanding life ahead. For those deemed strong, the Agog awaited, a harsh educational system designed to mold perfect warriors. At the age of 7, the real trial began. Separated from their families, Spartan boys entered a world of discipline and endurance. They learned to fight, but also to read, write, and survive through skills that would ensure the superiority of Spartan warriors. Communal living taught them loyalty and camaraderie, essential qualities for the formidable phalanx formation. The Cryptia, a secret rite of passage, thrust the strongest into the wild, tasked with a chilling trial to prove their worth. Emerging victorious, they were welcomed into the ranks, their place in Spartan society finally secured. In every aspect, Spartan child-rearing practices were crafted to serve the state, creating citizens of unparalleled discipline and strength. Thus, from birth to the battlefield, the Spartan way of life was not just about survival, but about excellence in every endeavor.
As you can see, those are quite good. Now, if you want to create a channel with this, you can do so. I have created channels like this, and they usually get huge responses. I can actually show you a channel right now, but pretty much I would like to keep it a secret. You've already seen a couple of videos from that channel, but I stopped working on it for a reason, because I was working on another faceless YouTube channel, which was doing quite well at the beginning, didn't end up doing quite well as much. But I can tell you this, is that I was getting, in 2 weeks, I got, I think, about 100,000 plus views on the Spartan channel, which is quite good. I'm not sure how much it is now, but usually I give up on channels after I don't get the result I need for the effort that I put. But certainly you can grow these channels if you're consistent enough. But if you don't want to grow these channels, it's okay, because people will pay you to generate these videos for them. And guess what? You can get paid generously, like this person here, who can create 30 AI history videos for you, and you can put them on Reels for Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. And he asks only for $150 for 30 AI videos. 30, okay? So you don't have to worry. You can create an entire channel with $150. Or you can do it for people. You can start selling this service, which is why this course is all about. Now let's get started. First of all, let's pick the topic that we want to create a channel about. Let's say it's about Sparta. So I'm going to say some to ChatGPT, say some fact, or brainstorm a very dark and let's just say manly fact about Spartans. Okay, and then I hit enter. Now, once I do it, it's starting to brainstorm the fact for me. All right, so as you can see, Spartans were renowned for their brutal and promising. Okay, so here's the fact. Right, it gave us a fact. Now I'm going to say, now, right, generate script for a 25-second video for every 5 seconds, right? Say exactly what voiceover should I say, and for each 5 seconds, describe in detail the character or landscape to show for that scene. That's all I'm asking, right? So I'm asking it for voiceovers, plus I'm asking it to describe for that particular scene, what should we show? So here, for the first one, at age 7, Spartan boys were torn from their homes, thrust into the agogi. The visual showed dimly lit, earthly drawn scene in ancient Sparta, and so on and so forth. And those, we're going to use them as prompts to generate the images. First of all, let's get started with CapCut. Open up CapCut, click on Create a Project, Then once that's out of the way, go to 11labs.io because we're going to turn the voiceovers into voiceovers. So I'm going to take the first voiceover. This is the first one. We're going to do it bit by bit. Okay, so we're going to do the first voiceover, then the second voiceover, and then the third and the fourth, and so on and so forth. So we'll generate the voiceovers first. As far as the voices you can use from the voice library that they have here inside of this particular software, I'm going to stick with this Michael Deep voice. It's a deep and resonant voice. You'll find it in the library, and also that will let you go and explore. I'll generate the speech. This is the first speech.
At age 7, Spartan boys were torn from their homes, thrust into the agoge.
You have to listen carefully to the entire voiceover because sometimes there might be some glitches which are going to require you to click generate speech again because you might not like what comes out. So always monitor the speech. And then go here to CapCut, import the first voiceover, and put it directly into the scene. This, I believe, is the fastest way you can create these videos from a pro that I think I created, I don't know, a lot of videos. I'm not going to start bragging here, but I created a lot of these short videos. And I'm probably behind one of the shorts that you have probably watched regarding this topic. So here you can see I've added the voiceover. Now let me go back. Now it's the second voiceover, so pretty much the same way. Just go ahead to ChatGPT. You can see I didn't do anything. I didn't even think about script or anything. And trust me that without ChatGPT, this would have taken a longer time than this. So
this was no ordinary schooling. It was a brutal regime to forge elite warriors.
So I'm rushing to add the second voiceover into CapCut. Stack the voiceovers next to each other. So you want to make sure first, second, third. Now this is the second one. Drag it and make sure it's aligned with the first one. There shouldn't be any distance between them. They should be glued together like this. Okay, got it? Now move the needle at the end and then go back, click ChatGPT. There's not many voiceovers left, so I'm going to copy this one right here. It's okay if you have those symbols at the beginning. They don't change a lot of things.
Stealth and endurance were key. Boys were encouraged.
As you can see, this voiceover came out really bad because the first ones were not as I would say high. The pitch was not as high. Now he raised his voice, so I'm going to have to regenerate by clicking again.
Stealth and endurance were key. Boys were encouraged.
I'm going to have to do it again.
Stealth and endurance were key. Boys were encouraged to steal for survival. Stealth and endurance were key. Boys were encouraged to steal for survival.
This one is good because it's not as high in terms of volume, because you want to ensure that you don't have high volume in one scene, low volume in another. So you want to make sure that that is not a problem. Now let me place this here, then move the needle at the end. And of course, you want to keep some room for breathing, some gaps in between the scenes. You don't want to put everything very close together. So you want to add some room or breath of fresh air.
But if caught, the punishment was severe, not for stealing, but for failing.
Okay, so here, let's go and import. And because I was so obsessed with Spartan culture, I just started this channel. And by the way, if you start a faceless YouTube channel, if you don't decide to go the freelance route, you can monetize freelance these types of channels with print on demand. So you can create it's easy to set up a shop in Redbubble. You can set it up in 1 hour. As a matter of fact, it's pretty easy, and you can create designs, right? Spartan designs, and you can sell these on Redbubble. But now let's just focus on the last voiceover and place it here. And because these, okay, let's just watch this.
Forged in this crucible of discipline, Spartans became the ultimate warriors of Greece.
Because YouTube allows you to put a link in your YouTube channel to some other links. Now I'm importing the last voiceover, and let's go back to the topic. You can put the link on your YouTube channel to your Redbubble store, so that if those people are really fanatics about Spartan culture or Viking culture, whatever videos you create, right? You're getting traffic anyway, and you're not monetized. So the best way to do it is when you get traffic, you better get the traffic. If someone visits your YouTube channel, then you better have a link there to a merch space where you just have a couple of t-shirts. You don't have to have thousands. You just have maybe 5 t-shirts with some Spartan, design on them. And that could be a great way to monetize. If you can make 2 sales, 3 sales per day, if you're selling your shirt at $20, if you're, let's just say your margin is 60%, you're going to end up making $50 a day from a faceless YouTube channel like that. I'm just saying because I'm into this kind of stuff as well. So I'm spilling some secrets. Now let's go back to ChatGPT for a second here. I'm going to scroll to the top. And now let's start generating the visuals. Now, as far as the visuals are concerned, we're going to close 11 Labs and go to Leonardo. You might be thinking, why are you going so fast? But trust me, you can play the video. First of all, you can play it in a lower, you can lower the speed of the video. Secondly, I think you're equipped to go fast. Stop trying to go easy and slow, okay? Because you need to act fast. So here you can see I'm inside of Leonardo. I would like you to go to the image generation feature in which I can switch the size. That's the first thing I would like you to do, is to switch the size. And hear me out. I'm going to switch the sizes. So I'm going to switch to, instead of 16 by 9, I would like to switch this to 9 by 16, which is perfect for YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Reels. And then here, I'd just like you to paste your prompt. Just paste it and click on generate, in which case it's going to go ahead and generate the image for you. And then later on, we can turn that into a motion. So I'd just like you to go ahead and just start generating. Just copy, go back, paste, and then hit generate. Don't ask any questions. Just go ahead, copy, go back to Leonardo, paste, instead of the old prompt, and hit generate. Always replace the old prompt with the new prompt, right? Let's do this one here. So these descriptions, they act as prompts in Leonardo, and they will help us to put these into real, to bring these descriptions to life, to give them a life. Now let's generate the last one and then hit generate. Now we're generating 4 images at a time. You can see the first image has come to life. And then what I want to do, I want to show you how you can turn this image into a video. Now, in order to turn these images into a video, it's pretty easy. Just click on the image that you like to turn into a video. It will turn into a 4-second video. And what you need to do here, there's a feature called the motion feature. If you like that image, just click here on generate motion video. And what it will do, it will take you here. Keep the motion strength low. Don't make it higher. And then hit generate. Okay. And then it will go ahead and start generating. Now we have the other images. Now, as far as the other images are concerned, go with the image that you think is quite good, right? So this image I think is good, so I'm going to go and generate a motion. If you lower the motion, the better it is, because the higher the motion, the more it's going to botch your video. Now here we have stealth and endurance, where boys are encouraged to steal for survival. Okay, we have this scene is quite representative because Spartans weren't as advanced as this. So let's go ahead and click on generate motion video. Okay, with this one, and then we have these other scenes. So go with the scene that you kind of think is quite cool. I think this one right here looks good. This certainly looks like a Spartan boy because the other one looks concerned. Spartans were tough. And here we have Spartan men, right? So let's take a couple of videos that like. So I think, to be honest with you, I think this one is good. Of course, it's different for everyone. So my taste is not going to be the same as yours. You can see the video here. It's not the best, but it's an animation and it will work, right? So, and once these animations start coming, so the first animation is here, download them bit by bit. So download the first animation. Then I would like to go to the import section. And then here I would click to import the video that I've just downloaded, which is a 4-second video. So I'll click on that. And basically what I'm going to do is very simple. I'm going to drag this piece of video right over here. And then this is the first voiceover, as you might notice. This is it. If I click, it's going to select it for me. As you can see, now, of course, the video doesn't fit perfectly because the video is pretty small. In order to make it bigger, all you need to do is to click on the video, go to the speed option here inside of this tool, and then speed it less, which means that will increase the size of the video to fit in. So you can see that now the video has grown in terms of the size. It's actually even bigger than the size of the, I would say, the audio, which means that we need to crop an excess part of that video. So crop the excess so that it fits with the voiceover like this. And now, once you have done so, I would like you to click or zoom out and then go back to Leonardo to get the second scene. So this is the second scene, right? So, and they're not looking perfect, but they're animations. So you cannot expect them to be perfect, but they just convey a message. That's the bottom line, is that they convey a message. Now, I'm going to add this as well. Now, as far as the background music, you can select a particular type of background music, right? So here, this is the second voiceover. This is the second scene, which means we have to decrease the speed of the second scene so that it basically fits in with the first video, which means I have to crop this excess as well. And then move the needle to the third scene, go back into Leonardo, and this is the third scene, as you can see. It's an MP4. This one turned out really well. It wasn't botched. Now, Leonardo only generates 4 seconds, but you can take that 4 seconds and turn it into 8 seconds if you lower the speed. Now, I'm going to click on Import, and there's another tool as well, which I wanted to introduce you to. It's called Pika Labs. It can also generate videos, and it's also paid. Now, let me place this here. Now, let's check the 11 Labs voiceover. Now, this one here. Let's click on the scene, lower the speed, and make sure to fit this in. And then let's go ahead, keep going. Now, let's move this right here. Let's go right back here. So here we have this particular guy. He's staring, so that's the video. This one is looking quite good. So let's go ahead and basically download that. And then let's get right back in here, import. And as you can see, it was not difficult to do this. And of course, these videos are nothing without a background music. So let me go ahead, for instance, here, finish off this. We can think about the background music later. Now, if I click here on 11 Labs, let me go ahead to this one, or this particular audio here. Go to speed and basically reduce its speed. Well, actually not. It's not the audio. Sorry, it's the scene. Reduce the speed. Reduce some more. And then I can crop the excess right there. I can click over here and then move. And finally, the last scene. Let's go ahead and download that one. That is quite good. And so I'm going to go ahead and click on the import button to add the final scene to wrap up with this. So it's a scene of grown Spartans. And so let me just go ahead and drag this up. Basically go to speed here, lower the speed. And then as you can see, now we have our entire video. It's done. Let me zoom in to see that there is no inconsistency. Well, there's this that we can crop, which is good. And then I can zoom out. So now let's go ahead, finish this up. Let's go to the adjustment area. And then in the adjustment area, you can drag a custom adjustment, because this, how it looks right now, will look significantly better with the adjustments. So we'll have to click on this adjustment right here. Let me show you a trick. So please watch for this, right? Watch for this very carefully. I'm going to click on the adjustment here. I would like you to raise the tint a little bit, and the temp and the saturation. Increase the exposure, add some contrast, add some highlight, add some shadow, or decrease if you want. Add some white, decrease some black color, introduce some brilliance, add some sharpening, and then add some clarity. And then the vignette is one of the most important of all. Add it to 20 and increase this. Now, have a look at the scene before and the scene after. It really doesn't look the same, right? So, and if you take this all over, right, if you spread it like this, you can see that right now the scenes look much better, right? And plus, we can make this even better by adding a glitch, but I'm not going to. Now let's go to the transitions here. Now you don't need to add a sound when it comes to the transitions, but I will. So when it comes to the transition here, I'm going to go ahead and add, I like this black smoke. So I'll add a black smoke transition to all of the scenes. Right, so first one there, second one here, third one here, fourth one here. Then I'm going to move into these transitions in between the scenes. I'm going to go to audio. I'm going to look for a sword clash. I want to add a sword sound every time there is a transition from scene to scene, because this is Sparta, right? So we got to do that. Now, if I go to the sound effects right here, notice that I can search for this. And by the way, what I'm teaching you here, you can replicate it to create as many videos as possible. You can use ChatGPT to brainstorm, create the script, and all of that stuff. Now let's go ahead and look for sword sound effect. There's a bunch of sword sound effects. I'll just pick one where there's just a sword slash. So let's listen to the first one. Yeah, this one is good. Now let's drag it right like this. And as you can see, that will put it there. And of course, I can lower the voice down And then I would like to copy this sword slash. First of all, let's hear it to see how it feels like.
Okay. This was no ordinary.
It's actually pretty good. Now let's move and put it here as well. Let's zoom out a bit more, and then let's put it here. Control V to place. Control V to paste. There you go. Now we have everything. Now let's go ahead and add some captions. Click on auto, or click on the... You can click it from here as well. You can go to the text area, and then there is the auto captions in here. You can find it in here as well. Or you can just move to the sides by clicking on this area here, in which case you'll find the auto, or actually it's here in front of me all the time. I can just click on captions directly from here. I don't have to go anywhere. But even if you click on text, notice that you have the auto captions here, and you can generate, there's more ways to peel an onion, as they say, or something else. And then the caption is not going to take that long because this video is very short. And it's very short, but it can get you a lot of views. And like I said, you can monetize it with merch. Take it from me. Go ahead and try it. Create a bunch of videos. If they're viral enough, if you're lucky enough, you're going to get a lot of traffic. If you get a lot of traffic, you're going to get at least a couple of sales, right, for your shirts. So that's just something I would like to share with you, apart, of course, from what I've been sharing with you, which is using this for freelance purpose. Okay, so now we have the captions. You need to check the captions. Make sure that the captions have nothing wrong with them, right? So I'd like to click here on the captions. Make sure you don't unselect the captions, because if you do, then that will be bad. At 7, Spartan boys were torn from their homes, thrust into the agoge with an E, not with an I. So edit that. And then this was no ordinary schooling. This was brutal. Da, 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 da. And so make sure that you just keep looking for whenever you find some error, that you fix it, because otherwise we're going to sound ridiculous with the video. So everything seems fine. Now let me go ahead and make sure I select all of this text, and then click text here. Click on templates like that. And then I'll select a particular template for the captions. Okay. So let's go ahead and check this out. So I'll take this one because it has the hint of a red color in it. And because this is Sparta, we need to have that. So it's loading right now. Once it does complete loading, I will move the captions to the top. All right, come on. Why are you taking so much time to add the captions? Okay, it seems to be still adding them. All right, so this is the video. It took us quite some time to create it, but we can go ahead right here and click on the export button. Now it's ready. All right, so the video is right now getting exported. It can take a while for it to export depending on your computer. Once it exports, we can go ahead and watch this. Okay, so here's our video. Let's go ahead and watch it.
At age 7, Spartan boys were torn from their homes, thrust into the agoge. This was no ordinary schooling. It was a brutal regime to forge elite warriors. Stealth and endurance were key. Boys were encouraged to steal for survival. But if caught, the punishment was severe, not for stealing, but for failing. Forged in this crucible of discipline, Spartans became the ultimate warriors of Greece.
Right, so as you can see, that was it. I hope you've learned a good skill. Stay tuned, for I'll see you in the next video.